Good evening, dear viewers. It's Sith here, and today I wanted to do something very, very special. But first, let's get a good glass of champagne, just to start us off for tonight. Just give me a second. Very good. Now, I want to take a look at a recent feature film directed, produced, and starring a good friend of mine.
Blake, help me! I've been turned into a wizard! What the fuck?
As you all know, my friend Greedy Greg, or Greg Games as I like to call him, has recently made a resurgence on YouTube, and has been making a delightful amount of content as of late. The one I will be talking about today is a movie. A cinematic masterpiece unlike any other. It's called Hitler Goes to Legoland, and it is perhaps the greatest masterpiece of cinema I have ever watched. So please, sit down, grab some wine or champagne, grab yourself a little snack, and sit down as I talk about what is perhaps the greatest piece of media I have ever laid my eyes on. We start the film off with a young Adolf Hitler painting a painting of a hand. I believe this is an ingenious move to depict a younger Adolf here, instead of his more well-known bloodthirsty older self. This really helps the audience grow to love and sympathize with Hitler. Something only a select few could do with the one we know of. I also think the painting is meant to be a reference to the chestburster scene from Alien, a hit classic film which is, honestly, one of my favorites, and perhaps of the director's too. It's a very nice treat for fans of horror. Once Hitler lands on Legoland, he is thrust upon a new world that both he and the audience are unfamiliar with. In the first minute, we grow to love Hitler. There is a noticeable moment where some critics think that Greg is breaking character, where Hitler giggles as he introduces himself to a Lego citizen.
My name?
I simply believe this is to reflect how Adolf is losing his mind. Another small touch is how he rejects the proposed gift the Lego citizen gives him, a hat. Instead, he wished for the hat the Lego citizen is wearing himself.
I think I want that one. The one on your head? Thank you, my yellow friend.
This shows that the seeds of leadership are already planted in our young friend's mind and could perhaps spell trouble for the future. And the very funny inclusion of him quipping, "He's right behind me, isn't he?"
He's right behind me, isn't he?
As someone sneaks up behind him reminds me of the genius comedy of Joss Whedon, evident in his film Justice League 2017. And here is where we face a moral dilemma in the film. Markiplier announces his intention to kill Hitler.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and I'm here to kill Adolf Hitler.
Now, we, the audience, hate the real-life Adolf Hitler due to his actions, but we love the fictional counterpart seen in this film. With this, we have what I can only say is a righteous antagonist and a villainous protagonist. But is Markiplier truly right? To want to kill a Hitler who's never even committed his crimes that he hates him for? I believe that the audience is responsible for what they think. And perhaps this is the deeper meaning of the movie, that fate doesn't tell you who you are. Being punched across the world by Markiplier, Hitler then finds himself in front of the iconic fast food restaurant chain, Mr. Beast Burger. It's actually a little-known fact that Greg has actually partaken from here in the past, eating the very famous Dream Burger, which has a very large amount of avocado. But, to his horror, he discovers that Legoland does not contain an FDA counterpart, realizing that this world is much worse than his own. Could this be a turning point in our young friend's history? Approached by the citizen from earlier, he boards a tugboat to embark on his quest to get back to our world. I believe, though, and I am speaking on pure speculation on my part with this, that this is perhaps a small reference to the iconic 1989 series Tugs, a personal favorite of mine.
Hey Hitler, what are we gonna do when we get back to Legoland? We could smoke and drink.
Don't you mean what you're going to do back in Legoland?
Sadly, Hitler is still content to leave this place, expressing malice towards his companion for suggesting that he would smoke and drink with him. It seems our friend still has some prejudices to overcome at this point in his journey, sadly. This is reinforced when he states he doesn't like painting much anymore. A chilling reminder of what's to come. Suddenly, a giant ape bursts from the ocean, a shock to anyone not prepared beforehand. It is stated by Hitler himself that this is the exact same ape seen in the popular SpongeBob episode, I Had an Accident. Expressing horror, surprise, and lust at seeing the gorilla, Hitler watches in amazement as his companion tries, yet fails, to speak gorilla to calm the beast. Luckily, he manages to summon a much larger ape to take this one down a notch.
Lego Bond Gorilla Jutsu.
A deus ex machina, if you will. Adolf himself lampshades this with a hilarious quote.
Well, that just happened.
Sitting at a fire, the Lego figure and Hitler talk and express their feelings. Hitler reveals that he killed his own father, a shock to new viewers, but also says that he's been thinking. Inspired by his new friend, instead of painting any more art in the future, he will instead go into politics and make this world a better place. But does he mean a better world for humanity, or a better world for himself? Back in Legoland, they make their way to Markiplier's castle.
Finally, we're back in Legoland. Now we can stop that son of a once and for all.
That's his castle, right up ahead.
Hitler expresses how the power of friendship fueled him on his quest, and how it has changed the way he thinks. He even states that, no matter who or what you are, friendship lasts forever.
You could never understand. Friendship isn't only something that goes skin deep. It is greater than any amount of wealth could bring you. No matter your skin color, your age, or where you're from, friendship lasts forever. While money only lasts until you spend it or put it in a 401k or something.
It seems adventure has changed him for the better, and he no longer has evil ambitions. I have to admit, I clapped in the theater when this scene came, tears of joy appearing from my cold blue eyes. What a beautiful moment. Markiplier then realizes that money doesn't matter, even if it's a lot. Only friendship matters. What a great lesson. But we suddenly have our expectations subverted when Adolf Hitler takes out Markiplier with a sneak attack from behind.
Hitler, what the fuck?
This seemingly kills the popular YouTuber. He reveals that he was only tricking the wealthy man, leading the audience to think that all the character development he has gone through was just a ruse to get behind Markiplier's defenses. But, in a flash of acceptance, he invites his companion back to Hitlertopia with him.
Come on, boy. Let's go to Hitlertopia.
This shows that, even if just a little bit, Adolf Hitler has indeed changed. Unfortunately, all is not well back in the real world. German citizens gather and beat the Lego figure to death, expressing horror at the differences between themselves and him.
What the fuck is that thing? Oh my god. Oh my god.
While Hitler has changed, the world hasn't. Is that perhaps a metaphor for the futility in one's actions? It all culminates in the last line in the film.
Well, that just happened.
One last quip from Adolf Hitler himself. One thing I've noticed in my numerous rewatches is that the credits actually end with a message from the director himself. I'm sorry. I think this is meant to be an apology from Greg for the sudden surprise twist ending, as I'm sure most of the audience wanted the Lego Man to live prosperously in Germany. Unfortunately, history always tells a different story. I'd like to thank you for sitting here with me as I fawn over one of my favorite films. I don't get many chances to talk about these things nowadays. Until next time, I hope you all continue to enjoy not only Greg's content, but mine as well. Good night. Once hit... Sorry, I broke up there. Is he actually oiling up? Oh my god! Trying to get that out of my head. I'm getting pretty flustered. Sadly. Do you mind? Fucking disgusting, by the way.
It tastes like pickles.
It tastes like ass.
Oh yeah, that one sucks.
Tastes like AIDS!